alive.
Brother, I need to tell you a funny story about what happened to me when I was camping a couple weeks back.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh my God, bro. So it's my first time camping of the season, and obviously I got a new tent, blah, blah, blah. First night I'm there, I'm with my cousins and shit and whatever. No issues. Second night I'm there, I'm by myself. At one point of the night, I'm watching I think I was listening to a podcast or something. It wasn't any the horror podcasts I listened to. It was literally just I think a podcast about cooking, to be honest with you. I heard movement coming from probably 10, 15 feet behind me. And I was in a split second, I remember I turned down the podcast and I just turned my head and I'm listening and I hear it again. I hear something crush the leaves that were right behind me. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm fear does crazy things, right? Especially since you can't see it and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm I'm about to die. There's a mythological creature out there. There's a skinwalker, a Sasquatch.
That's what I would be
something's
thinking
out
too.
there.
I would be thinking.
And then when
thing.
I, collected my thoughts, I was like, okay, if it was something that large, I think I wouldn't have to turn down my music or my podcast in order to hear it move. So naturally, I was very intently listening and it walked away from me. So at this point, you could probably build a house with the amount of bricks I shit. But the next day, it turns out it was a coyote.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a little coyote.
That's what usually happens.
But dude, for a solid 20 seconds there, I totally thought I was gonna have
was
to
this
fight.
at your cabin?
Yeah. I totally thought I was gonna have to fight a skinwalker or something.
Does it get super dark by your cabin up there?
Yeah.
Because when we were at Zach's cabin, dude, it was unbelievably dark. Unbelievably dark. So me, Zach, Will, and Matt went up there last year. Zach just had a few of us come through, and it was just us four. And, man, we just sat out under the stars one night for a while without even saying a word. And then you're just looking at the stars, and the next thing you know you put your head down, and it's just black. Pure black, and you're just what the fuck? Because the stars are so vibrant.
Yeah.
And dude, it's amazing.
Dude,
it's amazing over there.
Dude, I had the so the way my tent is, I have a rain guard over the top.
Yeah.
So the second night I was there was supposed to be no rain, so I took it off and I was just looking at the stars and everything, and I was just wow. It's one of those things where you just take in the moment,
Yeah.
But I totally thought I was gonna die of a skinwalker. I thought it was gonna lean over and look straight down at me. I was oh my God. I literally had my my knife already flipped out, sitting on my chest. I was listen, if you're gonna get me, just know I'm gonna probably put about 50 stab marks right in your pec. And I'm going for the kill. I'm not going to wound you. I don't care what kind of animal it is. You fuck around, you will quickly find out. Speaking of that, after all this happened, I had to look up obviously skinwalker stuff, because that was the first thought that went through my head. Yeah. I found that was crazy. I found a a YouTube video where skinwalkers actually originate from Navajo Indian folklore. And it's not this shape-shifting animal that's mimics humans and hunts them down and rips off their heads. No, it's something where it's supposed to be an agent of chaos. From the video that I watched, I literally said to myself, I was okay, it's Joker. It's an agent of chaos. It's supposed to bring chaos to the world.
I thought it was different. I thought it was an animal that has it's like a demon almost, where a deer that stands on two legs.
It's supposed to be a person. The name skinwalker comes from the fact that it skins animals and wears their hides and walks around. And it's supposed to traverse faster and eat more easily as with it on. I don't really.
Okay, that makes sense.
I looked up a lot of it and I was wow, this shit is cool. I thought skinwalkers were, like you said, some bipedal thing that can shapeshift into a deer, a coyote.
Yeah, shapeshifter.
Yeah, but essentially it's an agent of chaos. It's supposed to be it's essentially the guy made a great reference. He's it's the big bad wolf from Little Red Riding Hood. It's supposed to teach kids not to do certain things.
Okay.
And I was wow, I would have never thought of that. And if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't have had that. And we have enough folklore when it comes to the New Jersey Devil. I remember being young and being saying to some people, I was yo, if I ever ran into the New Jersey Devil, I'm hitting it with my car.
But it was depicted as a little deer though. Have you seen the photo of the thing?
I've seen it, but
it's a little deer with wings.
Yeah.
That's what it was depicted as.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I
still
don't
gonna
know
try to
what.
hit it with the car,
Oh,
bro.
I
You
would
know how
hit it with
much
the
money
car.
that thing would be worth? I hit the New Jersey Devil.
Dude,
Pay
that's
me,
funny.
like
Dude, New Jersey's filled with
so many
tons of
things.
different folklore and like weird phenomena stuff. It's
I
crazy.
wish I could remember the name of the street, but there's one street, and I think Parsippany, where it's supposed to be like, I don't know. The story behind the street is, have you ever heard of this? It's the street where like it's like a completely like declined hill, and you're supposed to like put your car in like neutral, and it like pulls you back up the hill.
Oh, I saw a video of that.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's yeah. I go on. I know I get how it works though.
it's one of those streets where like when you're on it, you know it because it's a very steep
Yeah,
decline.
Yeah.
And it's funny, my dad and I go on it a couple of times when we're in that area, and apparently the story behind it is somebody was coming down that hill, and a drunk driver like they inched out a little bit to like see where someone was going, and a drunk driver just hit them driver's
Yeah.
side dead on
Yeah,
impact. And apparently it's supposed to be like the apparition spirits are like pulling your back bumper to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. And I'm like,
That's interesting.
see, like
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool story.
But
Clinton Road is the most famous one.
yeah, but they changed Clinton Road. I was actually on Clinton Road like I think the beginning of the summer, and they changed everything. Dead Man's Curve is no longer a thing. All the little like, you remember how when you would drive down, there'd be like little like, I'm not gonna say like divots, but there'd be like little drive off like off-roading areas that you can go to, whether it was you want to go on a hike, go fishing, blah blah. All of it's gone.
Well,
Not
what about
gone, but like
there's still that one hiking trail I remember going on.
yeah, that's still there. The one that's right by the
you
lake.
can park, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like a mile hike to the lake.
Yeah.
That has the cliff jump. Have you ever been over there?
I think I've done the hike. I don't think I've done the cliff jump. But
I didn't do the cliff jump, but I've swam in the lake to get to the other side, and it's a pretty nice lake. It's actually a really nice hike. But I think the stories behind Clinton Road aren't always about the road itself. Because of course there's the Dead Man's Curve, someone's crashed.
But that's
going
actually
fast.
based. That's actually based, and it has happened.
That has happened, but I think the stories around Clinton Road are more about there's this like one mansion on Clinton Road that's like worn, like run down and stuff. That's one, and then another one is that people have just gotten lost in the woods in Clinton Road easily, which is funny.
It also doesn't help that you don't have no service for like 85% of the road.
But my parents had a crazy story on Clinton Road. So if no one knows, Clinton Road is a road, and it's like one of the longest roads in New Jersey. It's so long.
It's like 20 miles.
I don't know how long it is exactly, but it's like 5 minutes away from us. So we live
Not 5.
like 10.
20.
Is it 20?
20. It's all the way up 23.
I guess you're right.
Like, bro,
it's
it
only
goes from-
it's in West Milford though.
Yeah, it goes from West Milford to Warwick, New York.
Oh, okay.
Warwick, New York is like 45 minutes from here.
Okay. So, but anyway, it's pretty close to us. So we've been on it plenty of times. And my parents told me this story once when they were dating. My dad brought my mom over there to go on a hike. They start going on the hike, probably like 2-3 o'clock, thinking it would be like a short hike. They get out there, it starts to get dark. They're like, all right, let's take out like our flashlights and stuff. Nothing worked. No flashlights turned on. And they were just like, fuck, like, where are we right now? So they spent like over an hour trying to find their way out, dude. And
My God.
you know what's funny? I went on Clinton Road. I went on the hike over there. I think it was the same path that people take to get to the lake over there. I went on that same path with Will and I forget who else. But we went over there one day in the summer. I swear almost the same thing happened. Where we went over there, it started to get dark, and we were just like, fuck, where are we? And we didn't know how to get out for a second. I swear that happened to me as well. So I think that's really the cool part about Clinton Road is like people have similar stories with just being in the woods and getting lost.
Dude,
and
I
just have personal experiences with it.
I have a funny story about Clinton Road.
Okay.
So the story always brings a smile on my face every time I tell it. So
Yeah.
there was one time when so a lot of like the like the a car will like ride your bumper and like it's a ghost driver
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. You ever hear those stupid
Yeah.
bullshit? No, it's high school kids trying to have a laugh because they have nothing better to do.
Well, yeah.
So one day I'm with like I'm with a few people, but I think Ray was there. Ray.
Ray
Yeah.
Lovelace.
Yeah. So I think he was driving. I could be wrong, but for some reason I remember him being there. And I remember at one point we had a moment like that. Now, Ray drove a very like short to the ground car. Amazing gas mileage. Like the type of car that gets 30 miles per
I remember
gallon.
his car, yeah.
So I used to call it the tampon on wheels.
Yeah, we all did.
So no, I did.
You brought it up. You
Yeah.
started it.
Well,
though.
I got it from the other guys. From
yeah.
So anyway, we go down. I don't even remember why we were on Clinton Road. I think somebody we were with wanted to go because why not? We go and that shit happens to us. And I mean like they're on our ass, flipping the high beams, and obviously, I don't know if you know this, but I have blue eyes, obviously. And when somebody flips their high beams at me, it hurts my eyes to the point where I can't see for probably a split second.
Yep.
It made me so mad. I looked at them and said, I have water balloons at my house. Let's go. You all know what I want to do. We did it. Bro, we spent 15 minutes filling up like 50 water balloons, right? Like, I mean, we got like a pack of like 50. We filled up every single one of them. You know what the funniest part was?
What?
We thought far enough to the point of filling them. We didn't know where we were going to put them in
Oh, no.
to go into the car.
Don't tell me you just put them in like a box or something.
No, we didn't. Out of the 50 that we filled up, we only brought like 15, maybe.
Because you just
Ray had like a sunroof. So what we did was I told Ray, I was like, drive slow. We're gonna go all the way to Warwick and then turn around and go all the way back. We go all the way there. We drive there again. We're about halfway down. I'm like, are you fucking serious? These shit-eating teenagers, I was a shit-eating teenager at the time. I was like, these shitheads are not gonna do it now. Are not gonna come out right now. We are literally going the speed limit. For anyone that doesn't know, the speed limit of this is like 30 miles an hour because it's a very windy road. But you can go probably like 30, 40 on the straights.
Yeah.
So we're going, and then we get to Warwick. We turn around, we come back, and Ray's like bitching to me about like, oh, I wasted gas, blah blah blah. I was like, dude, just I get it. Like I'll buy you food or whatever. Coming back, and we're like not even 10, 15 minutes away from like into the road. And the car's on our ass again, flipping the high beams and everything. I was like, oh, this is my moment. Everyone give me your shit. I took like maybe 3 of them in my hands like this. I opened up the sunroof and I just went, guys, I'm going to lob this and this better be the most accurate thing of my life.
No.
I chucked it straight up. I literally remember they rolled down the windows. The only thing you heard was the water balloons just impact right on the windshield.
No.
Bro, they were trying to run us off the road.
Dude, I would have been pissed
to the point where I'm literally like sitting there and I just keep throwing like one up and I just keep hearing it hit the windshield.
Dude, that's a great way though to throw
I know. I'm just
a
literally
great
going
idea.
like.
Dude, that's a great idea though.
Oh, it was so funny.
That's such a good idea.
Oh my god! And if anyone that was driving that car just so happens to tune into this podcast, you're welcome.
Bro, and I left out one specific thing though when I was in the woods that time with like Will. And
Your phone died.
You know how we found our way out?
Your phone died. No,
No, but that would have been funny. We heard a dude going back and forth on the main road, on Clinton Road, honking his horn, just.
Oh my god!
Back, dude, what the fuck was that?
I would have laughed my ass off if I heard that.
But we were just like, what is that, dude? But isn't that weird though? Just randomly, just like honking back and forth.
Maybe someone was being a cautious driver,
or maybe someone was lost and they were trying to find someone.
True.
I mean, that's what I thought.
That's what I would do if somebody was like, "Yo, I'm lost at Clinton Road, like on the hike. What do I do?" I'm like, I'm literally gonna blare my horn the entire drive down.
Exactly.
The minute you hear it, just follow the horn.
Exactly.
I'll go like 15.
Yeah. So that's another instance, man, of someone maybe getting lost on the path over there. So that's what I think of Clinton Road as. I think of it as an area you get lost in the woods at easily.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's how I think of it. But otherwise, it's awesome. Honestly, it's a nice road. I mean, it's a cool area just to look at. There's a nice.
It's great during the daytime.
Yeah,
it's a very beautiful spot.
It's a beautiful spot. That's where we filmed I made a short film in college and I filmed it there. So
yeah, I remember when I was trying to rekindle a friendship with somebody and she wanted to always drive down Clinton Road. She was like, there's just something about driving down Clinton Road and smoking a cigarette. And I'm like, wow, yeah.
There is
I'm
something.
going to skip
though.
on the cigarette part, though. But
Yeah.
I'll bring a joint.
But she's right. I mean, there is something about it. Just like driving down that road, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Never got the fucking front seat because she would always bring her fucking friend. Respectfully, though.
But we got to go down there one day and check it out.
I'm going to switch up the topics a little bit.
Sure.
But what I need to say is very simple. I still can't believe that guy asked me at the gym today if I was on steroids. I still can't believe that. I'm like, dude.
Well, explain what happened.
Like, dude, so for all of you that haven't seen, or maybe you're some of the people that have texted me personally and been like, yo, you're jacked, which I appreciate and thank you. But I've put on a substantial amount of weight probably in the last 4 or 5 months. I probably went from weighing about 160, I was probably around like 165, 170 to now I'm right around 205. So in a matter of, I would say probably 2 weeks, right? In a matter of 2 weeks, I've had like 3 or 4 people ask me if I'm on steroids. Now, as much as this conversation inflates my ego because there's no greater compliment than being accused of using steroids, I have a belly. Like I got enough where you can pinch down here. And it blows my mind because my first statement to everyone that says that to me is, do you think that if I'm on steroids, do you think I would still have this? And also, if you think I was on steroids, or do you think if you think I'm on steroids, do you think my biceps would still be like this? But what do I know?
I don't like. I guess there's some steroids that just make like increase mass, not necessarily decrease weight.
But there's still people that I've
that's
known.
why.
There's people that I know that have taken steroids, Tren and HGH, and hormone or whatever replacement therapy. But even then, I'm like, they don't just do one cycle. I said this to anyone that approaches me about that. You're not going to want to do just one cycle. We had a friend that told me he was going to do one cycle, and the next thing you know, 3 cycles later, I was like, "Yeah, dude, you're not natural." It's very obvious.
I don't know anything about doing steroids, so I don't know how it works.
And then they're like, the guy's like, the guy that's said that to me was just like, "Oh, well, then what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm eating like 3,000 calories a day. I'm fucking starving filming this podcast right now, and I'm gonna go home and make some banging ass food." But, bro, I guess I should take it as a compliment. I shouldn't really be complaining.
Dude, just like, I don't know.
Or
Planet Fitness is weird.
Yeah, Planet Fitness is very weird. I also have people like, I don't mind talking to people and like, sharing my experience, I guess. But, I always say this to people. And I think Joe Rogan says it best. When you're trying to do stuff when it comes to the gym, it's not motivation, it's discipline. I always stress to people. I always stress to people that tell me they want to go into the gym. I'm like, you need a why. You need a why that's strong enough for you that you're bringing your ass there on a Saturday. Like, for instance, my why is actually just I want to build the body of a Greek god, which is stupid, but it gets me there on a Saturday.
Sure.
And I always try to stress that you need a why. Don't make your why, oh, well,
I don't know why someone would be at the gym if they didn't have a reason. To be fair.
Well, ask every person that gets a gym membership around the new year. Everyone does the same thing. The first 2 weeks of January.
Is that true, though?
Yes.
Do people do that?
Yes. I've been to 4 different gyms in 2 different states, and that always comes true every time. Obviously, I'm at Planet now, but at my school, there was a crunch, and if I really wanted to work out, I'd pay the $20 or whatever it was for a day pass, and it was always the same thing. The first, month of the new year, everyone is in the gym. You'll see people that you don't even think should be at the gym. And then what ends up happening is after a month, they miss a day, and they miss 2, then 3, then a week, then 2, then 4, then they cancel their membership. It's the same thing. Everyone for the New Year's resolution is like, I want to be fit. I want to look good. Well, I could tell you this right now. If you don't know what you're doing and you can't combat being sore, like I always say to people very simply, when it comes to the gym, there's a couple things you need to learn. The first thing is obviously what the fuck you're doing. Number 2 is nutrition. And the third thing is dealing with being sore. There are certain foods and things that you can do to combat being sore that I have found.
Yeah, you can take BCAAs. You could take, I mean, you could drink a lot of water. That will help.
Water, orange juice.
I mean, protein helps.
Yeah, protein. A liquid IV goes a long
Stretching
way.
helps. And also just like going consistently helps. I mean, you don't want to like go twice a week and then wait another week before you go again.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't help. But I don't know. I feel like gym wise, a lot of just gym culture is people who are either genetically like really good at putting on
Steroids.
weight. No.
Yes.
Not steroids.
Yes.
Well, what I'm saying is people who are genetically like good at building muscle, so they notice that and then take it seriously. There's people that want to get in shape who probably have never been to a gym or don't go very often, so they don't take things as serious. And then you have people who are like athletes who just have routines and they just like aren't worried about putting on a lot of muscle but just staying fit. You know, I haven't been to the gym in a while, but when I was going a lot, it was the athlete side of stuff. So I would do, you know, cardio every time. I would do like a lot of not lifting weights, but a lot of like plyometric stuff too, you know. So it wasn't necessarily about getting big for me.
And it amazes me how much, like, I know I've talked to you about this, of how gym
Yeah.
culture has changed over the last 5 years, but
Sure.
I always say to people, there's so much misinformation that goes around now that it blows my mind.
Like what though?
Mass gainers.
Yeah, but
If anyone ever
why are
tells
people
you,
wasting their money buying that shit?
if anyone
What's the
ever
point?
tells you to buy a mass gainer to put on weight, don't ever believe anything that they will ever say ever. And some of these workouts that people do, bro, I don't understand them. Like,
Well, where are people getting the information?
because they see someone on Instagram, they
Fuck
see someone,
Instagram, dude.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that everyone and their fucking mother wants to be a gym influencer now. You know, there's a reason why you see jokes about
Yeah, I
people
hate that.
setting up tripods all the time. Every single one of these people now want to be an influencer.
Have you seen
wanna
that
do
stuff
Yes,
before? Really?
I
At
see it more
Planet
times than I
Fitness?
want to. Yes,
What?
yeah.
Come on.
Hell, I've seen like service dogs at Planet Fit. I'm not complaining about that.
I mean,
I
it's
will
cool.
never complain about seeing a Doge. Never in my life.
Yeah, me either.
But you know, I mean, bro, everyone and their fucking mothers wants to be a fitness influencer now. And the best part is, it's very obvious to tell. Like, for instance, there's a big problem with growth hormones when it comes to people in the gym. Like,
Really?
Yeah. And
I
it's
don't
it's
know.
very
Maybe.
obvious. If you know what you're looking for, you'll see it a lot more than you would want to. And the worst part is, a lot of them are kids. A lot of them are kids that are probably between the ages of like 17 to 21. And
yeah. Well,
it
Nick,
just-
I mean, a lot of football players did that shit
yeah.
when we were in high
But-
school. I mean, I'm sure they
Sure.
were. So,
But also, it's like, dude, don't do that. Do it the all natural way. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. And yeah, you get it. Everyone wants to be jacked in 6 months. But you got to understand, a lot of the physiques of these guys that you see take the appropriate steps for it. Like, for instance, there's a guy I follow. His name is like Hassan Fit or whatever. I saw a. So, obviously, you know the side effects of steroids, where your body doesn't produce testosterone anymore and you produce more estrogen than test. So, one of the things of males having test is you can see on their nipple that there's like a little like protrusion as if they're growing a boob.
oh, like
it's
the
not like
Adesanya thing
yeah,
that came out?
yeah, exactly that. That's why people were like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely on something," because that doesn't happen unless your body has a lack of test. And if your body has a lack of test,
Means
your
you're
body
cycling.
produces more of that. Like, I had a coworker of mine who openly would tell me, "Yeah, I did steroids a lot as a kid, or as a teenager and in my 20s and blah blah blah." And he tells me, if I could go back and beat the shit out of myself right now at where I'm at before I did my first cycle, I would. He said to me, he's like, Diamond, I have an ED.
Well, it's probably because of that.
He says
right?
he has to get testosterone shots because when he hit 40, his body produced none of it. He'd get testosterone shots, and he says if he doesn't get them, he'll literally have like that nipple thing that I was talking about. And bro, it's very easy to, like, I always say, you remember Batista
Yeah.
There's no
course.
chance. There's no chance in hell that when he was in his prime at WWE that he was clean. I don't care what anybody
think
says.
most of the
There's
WWE guys
but
were.
there's a thing called steroid
something.
veins.
Yeah.
The steroid vein. The things you look for are very simple. A very noticeable amount of mass, not weight, mass that they put on in a short amount of time. Back knee, specifically blackheads.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them that like their back will look like chopped liver.
Yeah.
Or chopped meat. The other thing is the nipple thing that I was talking about, and then the last thing is steroid veins. Steroid veins literally look like, you ever see those worms that like go into people's
Yeah,
go
I've
into
seen. I know what you're talking about.
Go like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And
That shit's weird.
dude, I wish people wouldn't want to take the cheat codes. You know, it's
Well,
like
because they're insecure, bro.
Yeah.
Why else would they do it?
no, because they see all these people that are like, oh, I've been lifting for 2 years and I'm jacked out of my mind. Yeah, because you took fucking steroids, bro.
Yeah, but what made them take it in the first place? They were insecure about their body, dude. It's that simple.
It's like, bro.
They might have been fit and been like, I'm not big enough.
Yeah.
I'm not big enough. I don't look good enough.
Or the people that are like really skinny
why.
and they want to go get a mass gainer, like I was talking about earlier. It's the biggest waste of money. It's empty calories. It's not good calories
no,
either.
just eat-
You want a mass gainer?
See 5,000 calories a day with rice, meat, and just.
You want an
healthy shit.
all-natural mass gainer? It's very simple. 1% milk, non-fat Greek yogurt.
Or make a shake, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Strawberries, a banana, blueberries, a scoop of peanut butter, and oats. It may not be the 1,500 calories, but
I mean, depends how much
it'll be
oatmeal you
it'll
put
be
in
five.
there.
It'll be 5
How
to
much?
800 calories.
Yeah, it depends how much peanut butter and you put in there, oatmeal.
It's a stupid amount of protein, and
Yeah.
your body will use all of it, and it's good calories.
I mean, yeah, milk's good. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to make, get weight put on, and there's so many different ways.
And also,
I don't know.
I'm going to look at the camera while I say this. For the love of God, stop ego lifting. Oh my God. Blows my mind. I've watched people get hurt. I've gotten hurt ego lifting. Twice. Obviously, this was years ago, but I've literally like popped my shoulder out, almost tore my bicep clean off the bone. I watched a kid tear his bicep at Planet. I've seen people where I'm just like, your form hurts me. Like the people that are doing Smith machine, just like rows, and their backs are all the way hunched over, and they're like barely moving the thing. I'm like, for the love of God, 1, lower the weight. Number 2, if you're gonna do rows, you keep your back straight, because then it doesn't affect your lower back.
Dude,
Like if your back looks like this, it's a problem.
Dude, I just don't get. Yeah, I don't get that either. But then, dude, Planet Fitness, I'm not surprised.
I've seen that all over. I see it at Crunch. I've seen it at Retro. I've seen it. I also haven't just been to Planet. Like I go to different gyms and shit. But the only problem is, Planet is the closest one to us.
It's
so
still not even that close, which sucks.
yeah,
It's
like what am I
15
going to
minutes.
do? Am I going to go to the one where it's Butler High School reunion all over again? Yeah, I'm good. Am I going to go to the other one where everyone that doesn't want to go to that one is going to go to UFC? No, I'm not doing all that. I don't want to have to go to my workout and the next thing you know, I see someone that I haven't seen in 8 years, and then you like make that look like that awkward, like, oh hey, or whatever.
See, that's the thing is you would be you would think like that person knows, like whoever it might be that we know, oh, that person knows me, and you'd be like, I gotta say something. That's what you would do.
Me? No.
Yeah, you
Depending on
would,
who
dude.
the person is,
I know you.
I would look at them.
You
I would
would
look
wanna
at them,
say
bro.
hi either
There's a
way.
dude that we graduated with that I see at Planet all the time. I have looked him dead in the face to the point where he knows I know him, and I know that he knows that I know. And also, I've said nothing to him.
Okay.
I see I see Taylor.
what I would do.
I see Taylor from time to time and Courtney at the gym, and I'll say hi to them, but I'm not having a full blown conversation. A lot of the times it's just like like a smile and a wave. I see people I don't like at the gym, and I'll literally look them in the face and just be like, 1, 2, like dude, I'm not doing all this shit. I don't need to be social. Who the fuck are you? I go to
That's
if
just
I
who
go to
you are,
UFC, if I go to UFC, I could probably I could talk to a brick wall about cement. But if I don't want to talk to the brick wall, I'm going so far out of my way that I will walk past you and not say a word.
Yeah.
And if you say hi to me, I'm shutting you down and doing my own thing.
I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know. Dude.
I love how I'm saying that. Meanwhile, we went to a fucking dispensary and I became best friends with the dude that was working at the door. Yeah. Like, I'm surprised dude didn't offer me a job, bro.
Hey, people are nice though. People are nice to have businesses.
Of course, if
like
I'm giving
that.
them money, of course they'd be nice. If the guy was a dickhead, I would have been like, yo.
I've never met anyone at a dispensary who's a dickhead.
I'm just saying.
Not
like,
once. Yeah, but I know what you mean. But they're definitely nice people.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, I get what you mean. That was a good episode. We'll be back again. Today,
Eventually.
Today we just wanted to ramble on some things we had on top of our minds. So.
I had some shit that I wanted to talk.
Honestly, the Clinton Road stuff was interesting too. So that was a good talk. I like that. But yeah, we'll be back soon. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Leave
Share
us a
with
comment
people.
if you want us to cover anything.
Yeah, no, that would be sick. If you end up seeing this video and you get to this point, we appreciate that. And leave us a comment of what you might want us to hear.
Yeah, we should tell them.
What you might want us to talk about. So. Yeah,
I'm an Italian New Jersey, and I could talk to anything about anyone. But,
there you go.
All right, stay beautiful, my people. It's been real, and
See you later.
we'll see you around.